You're not on the field, court, or ice. You're on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you're not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your DMV Sports update, and I am your host, CWall. Hey, y'all. How's everybody doing? I see folks are checking in. You already know the housekeeping rules, which you have to start checking in with the love or like button so that we absolutely know that you are in the building. Okay? Make sure you are sharing this show with your DMV sports loving family and friends. We have a lot to discuss, so you're hitting the love button. Make sure you're hitting the love or like. Make sure you're sharing the show. And then absolutely make sure you're saying what's up to your fellow fans in the chat. The CWall team has checked in. I see Joy. I see Maya. Make sure you're saying hello to Mama Waller. Everybody say hello to her. And also, I see fans checking in. DJ, what's up? Ron Blackwell, how you doing? Listen, y'all, we're going to have a lot to discuss tonight. It's a lot. It is a lot. You don't want to miss anything at all with tonight's show. Talking Mystics. We got a Mystics update. We have a Caps update. You know we're going to absolutely get into the Wizards. And I mean, because we just bring up the Washington football team, I'm going to bring them up. But listen, we got a lot to talk about, Wizards fans. So listen, Mystics, tag your folks in. Caps, tag your folks in. Absolutely, Wizards fans, you want to make sure your fellow Wizards fans are in here for this. And Washington football team fans, it's always nice because there's always something to talk about with that team. Always, because you all know, what is the saying that we love to say on this show? What is it? Y'all give it to me. Give it to me. When is there a dull moment in DC sports? When is there? You got that right. Never, and nothing has changed. There's no dull moments this week either. Okay, so let's get on with the Mystics update, everybody. The Mystics are welcoming a new assistant coach to the team. Let's all say welcome to Coach Shelly Patterson. The Mystics announced that the team has hired Shelly Patterson to assist general manager and head coach Mike Tebow. So a shout out to her. Shelly brings over 30 years of basketball experience to the Mystics, having last served as an assistant coach for the New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx, where she helped the team win 4 WNBA championships. Can we say, is there a winner in the building? There's absolutely a winner up in the building. Here is a quote from Coach Mike Tebow saying she knows the league inside and out, and her scouting preparation and player development experience will make us a better staff and team. So that is what's up. Shout out to you, Coach Patterson. We are so happy to have you. And while we're on the Mystics topic, let me just say something real quick because I feel like I have to constantly remind people of the excitement in the fact that the Mystics have the number one pick in the draft. Daggone it. I need people to get excited about the Mystics having the number one draft pick, okay? Got the number one draft pick. That is an important point. And I don't feel like people are being loud about it. And I want people to be loud about it now because this is exciting. Another update. I think if you all are checking out the screen here, you will see some names you may recognize. Today was also announced this week is the 2022 USA National Team, the women's roster for the training camp and the tournament. So you see right there at the top, you will see two very familiar Washington Mystics names, Ariel Atkins, and OMG, everybody, Alina Deladon's name is on this roster. But the thing of it is, I know I'm real hype, right? I'm super duper hype. But let's just go ahead and be honest. I don't think Alina's going to actually play in the tournament. May not play in the tournament, but to see her name up there as participating in the training camp is an awesome sign. Coach Tebow, you all see his name as well under the coaching staff. He will be supporting head coach Cheryl Reed from the Minnesota Lynx. So, everybody got love for Coach Tebow. Everybody got love for Coach Tebow. So they always want Coach Tebow around because, Coach Tebow don't take no crap. He does not take any crap at all. So shout out to the Mystics. Shout out to everything positive they have going on now. And I'm going to keep reminding you all that the Mystics have the number one pick in the WNBA draft. That'll be coming up soon, I believe in April. So we're going to be talking about that and more to come from that perspective. Now, got to take a quick break to make sure, not a real break, but like a break to say, have you all checked in yet? Have you hit the love button, hit the like button? Because listen, we still have Caps update. We still have a Washington Wizards meltdown to do. And we're going to talk about the Washington football team just because we're just going to talk about them. Okay? And I think I've seen Cameron Mingo check in. I think I saw Lawrence Bullard, the CWall chaplain, Mazdak Merrick has checked in. Eric Jessup, I see you make a few comments. Did I see Wallace check in? I think I did. You all keep the comments coming and keep the energy flowing because listen, moving on to the Washington Capitals. Have you tagged in your Washington Capitals fans? Because this guy right here, Alex Ovechkin, listen, continues to make history. Let's read this together, why don't we? Alex Ovechkin, 36 years, 224 days on April 29th, 2022, can become the oldest player in NHL history to lead the league outright in both goals and points at the end of a season, a mark held by Bill Cook, who finished the 1932-33 campaign with 28 goals and 50 points at age 36 years in 165 days. Let me tell y'all something, okay? Listen. Look. History. Y'all can keep playing with Ovi. Have you been to a Caps game yet? Have you been? Because if you haven't, you need to go. And when you go, you need to take plenty of pictures and you need to post them and you need to put them somewhere to say, I was there. I saw this person play hockey. This person played hockey in my town, in my city. Okay? Something to be proud about. Something to brag about. Something to be excited about. Okay? Ovi. Always making history. Always. That's why when we do the rundown of everything happening in DMV sports, we're not just gonna melt down up in here. I can't deal with it. We cannot just keep melting down. All right. We have to talk about the positive things that are happening. We're gonna get to the meltdown because the meltdown is indeed inevitable. But seriously, we got to talk about the positive things. Ovi is something positive. Okay. Listen, speaking of going to a game, Valentine's Day coming up, y'all. And listen, I think we have a show on Valentine's Day. So it's going to be the I Love DMV Sports Show. So, we got to do that. We do it annually, but check it out. Check this out. The Caps have a phenomenal deal right here. I thought this was so cute. I said, wait a second. February 11th through the 14th. Look at this. Valentine's grams. Isn't this cute? A half dozen heart-shaped Dunkin' Donuts, $25 Dunkin' gift card, a pound of Dunkin' coffee. You get game tickets. Okay? Look at this. Go to a game. Check it out. It'll be fun. It'll be super duper well worth it. And I'm just trying to encourage y'all to make sure y'all go and see Ovi play. Okay? All right. Okay. Who's ready? Check in, love button. You gotta love what your girl is doing, because your girl is about to go ahead and just, we're switching over to the Wizards. Let me just go ahead and say that. Let me give you that primer to let you know what is ahead. Okay. All right. Maybe I need to get my water. I should have probably did this water before I started, But you know what? I don't even really have that much to say, I think. Who knows what may happen to me in the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. But right now, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to be as quiet as I possibly can. And then I'm probably telling a story to myself, which means I'm telling a story to all of you, because then I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say how I really felt. But we have to do something. We have to do something that we typically do with the Washington football team, because that's a meltdown central over there with them. Okay? We play a game called What's Your One Word? And I said, you know what? We have to play this game after the Wizards lost a 35. Count it off. Write it down on a piece of paper, y'all. Write it down on a piece of paper. Write it down on a piece of paper. Let me write it down on a piece of paper while I'm talking about. 35-point lead. We're going to play What's Your One Word to describe how you felt the moment you saw the Wizards blew that 35-point lead. I want to know. I really want to know your one word. Or tell the one word of how you felt when you found out you changed the channel. You thought the game was long gone over, right? You may have even woken up the next day and woke up and said, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What in the world? Let me just say this, and then we're going to get to the topic. We're going to say this, okay? And I'm seeing everything come through. Look, one of my media colleagues, we typically sit by each other, Wayne Cole. And if anybody is on Twitter, tag Wayne Cole, and tell Wayne that I'm about to talk about him. I'm about to talk about him. Not because it's anything bad. Nothing because it's bad about him. I sat there because we're talking about the game, and I mind my business, and I was actually working. I was working the game as a media, but I was actually working. I got stuff to do. Y'all, CWall turning 5 this year. So once I saw they was winning, I was like, oh, okay. And I kept looking up. I was typing. Let me look back up. Oh, okay. And then I stopped. And I look again, and I start asking a bunch of questions because I need to get this, I need to get that, do this, that, and the third. All right. Third quarter starts. I kept looking up, watching the game. Now I'm keeping track of how many points the Clippers are scoring, right? Because the third quarter is when the Wizards start to lose their edge, right? So I said, Wayne, we got our mask on. So I was like, Wayne. He was like, huh? I said, Wayne, Can you hear me? He was like, yeah. I said, they're going to lose. Like, no, they not. They'll be all right. Watch. Why? Because they got too pompous. Got a little arrogant. And now you're not even doing anything. It was like they came out from halftime. And I guess they thought the Clippers had gone home at halftime or something. And they was going to play by themselves. Then I was having one of those moments, and I'm gonna tell y'all, because when you are in a media section, it doesn't matter. And now, because of everything with the pandemic, we sit in different areas, and we sit, sometimes we sit near fans, sometimes we don't. But because we sit near fans, it's very important. And I'm giving you some keys to the sports journalism media kingdom, is that you have to hold your composure. You're supposed to check your posture. Of course, one of the reasons why I love wearing a mask, actually, when I'm at the game, is nobody knows what I'm saying. Nobody can see my facial expressions. So then you still have to kind of pay attention and make sure you are not, if they score, you're not running, just doing a whole bunch of everything. This is what happened to your girl, honestly. Has anybody tagged Wayne yet on Twitter and tell him I'm talking about him? Because I did just like this. I was sitting there. I was looking, and then I hit one of these, and I said, oh my God. And I was like, somebody, you got to help me. You got to help, because I want to be a part of history. I do. I want to be a part of history, but I don't want to be on the wrong side of it. You know what I'm saying? That was the worst thing I had ever seen in my life. And I said to myself, well, maybe it isn't the worst thing ever, right? Then I see one of the GOATs in sports journalism, David Aldridge, whom I see at these games and have so much admiration for. David tweeted this, and I said, well, there it is. There it is. Because if DA said, DA's telling the truth. I'm thinking, hey, maybe I just don't know. I have not. Sure, you can be a fan, but once you get on the coverage side of things, you don't miss anything. You don't miss anything. So was this indeed the worst thing that could have ever happened? Is it the worst? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Now, I'm about to play this clip of Brad's presser right after the game. Okay, I'm about to listen to this. Listen to this.
Where do you start in terms of these next 3 days of practice?
Important. Just kind of understand who we are and what we are. What are we trying to achieve? Honestly, what kind of team are we trying to be? I think that's my biggest question to all of us as a unit. Like, who are we trying to be? Do we want to be a winning team or we don't? We got a couple of days, like we said, we got a couple of days to figure it out. That tough Memphis team is hot. On the road, there's a few other teams that are hot. So it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. I think that's the frustrating part. We're trying to make these adjustments and corrections on the fly. And we got a lot of problems and shit here. Households you got to deal with. So you got to figure it out.
In the third and fourth, when things are clearly kind of starting to change, at least in that really good first half, is there a sense on the bench or on the players on the floor that, like, something, we need to tighten up, something's happening here, or what we're seeing?
Yeah. I mean, that was emphasized throughout the whole second half. The game isn't over. We haven't done shit. We aren't that good. Quit thinking that we're this elite team. We were up 35 points tonight, lost the damn game.
Look, at that moment in the presser, I kind of had to hold it together. I had to hold it. And this has happened to me before. I get too into it, but I had to hold it because you know why? Because I wanted to laugh. I wanted to laugh because it's been a lot of conversation about whether or not Brad should get this money. When the Wizards played the Nets a couple weeks ago, at the end of the game, I mean, and remember they were down. The Nets had scored like 70 points. It was just a high scoring game. Nobody was playing defense, right? The Wizards had an opportunity to win it. At the very last second, Brad gets the ball. He dishes it to Kuz. Kuz misses. Nobody's under the basket for the attempt at the second chance point. What happens? Spencer Dinwiddie somehow ends up with the basketball. He shoots it. He missed. Wizards lose the game by 1 point. Okay, I'm going to tell you my big issue there was this. Why didn't Brad take that shot? Stars take the shot. Stars take the shot. Kuz had already gotten the team. Yes, we know clutch Kuz and all of those things. I get it. It's cool. I like it when he does it. It's nice. It's exciting. It's really fun to watch. I enjoy myself in those moments. But Kuz had already gotten the team within that point. He already got him there. You get the basketball and you passed it. He does that all the time. And I said, hey, look. You want to be the star of my basketball team. If it was my basketball team, because it's not, but if it were, everybody should know when you get that ball in your hands, you're going to shoot it. It doesn't matter whether you get it or not. In my opinion, the mere fact that you're not going to shoot it, I got a problem with that. I got an issue with you. Now, at the end of this Clippers game, nearing the end, oh, Brad got a little hot. He doing all this. He doing all that. And I'm like, he's too pompous. He's too pompous. And you're not there yet, my guy, to be acting like that. Because what happened? You acted like that. And you lost the game. Up 35 points. You want to make it make sense? It doesn't make sense. Hey, we're at the point in time now where everybody is an adult. And when things don't make sense, you don't even try to make them make sense because it doesn't. That's terrible. If there was a true leader, dog, instinct, clutch everywhere, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. I definitely, he didn't fall down because that's been my call all the time. Well, he's going to fall or he's going to turn the ball over because that's typically what happens. Listen, at the beginning of that clip in the presser, I said, hold on. We over half the season and you still trying to figure out who you are? Huh? Don't make me bring up my teamwork stages, y'all. You know, I had to educate on my teamwork stages, but let me tell you something about a team. When you start out as a team, at that time, you define who you are. You define your goals and objectives. Where's my CWall team members at? Hey, listen, goals and objectives get defined. What are we doing here? What's the point? What are we doing here? What you trying to do? Here's what I'm trying to do. How can we do this together? Goals and objectives. And that's what we march toward, period. If you are on a team and you halfway through the season and you still got to ask yourself who you want to be and what you doing and what are we doing here? Well, Brad, I guess we're doing nothing. I guess we aren't doing anything, are we? No, we're not. See, I have very low tolerance from conversations of that magnitude at this point in time and from said leader of the team. If you don't know, get somebody in here that does, because that is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And then the Clippers was out there on the court like they had won the championship. I said, my gosh, this is sad. Ooh. And it was one of those things where, yes, as you're working, you have to watch, but it was almost like you had to keep watching because it was like watching a train just wreck, just watching it collide. Everything was going wrong. And then nobody know where to go or what to do. And I said, what happened? Was there another fight in the locker room? Is that what happened? Is that what be going on? And that's why they come out in the third quarter, act like they don't like each other. Everything is going haywire. I don't know. But I tell you this, that was awful. That was awful. There's no excuses. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay. I was going to show a clip, but we're short on time, from Coach sharing in today's presser that they watched the second half together. And y'all know I like Coach Unsell. Hey, I like Brad. It's okay. But hey, listen, and what I do, I have to be objective. And what do I tell you all? Never let your fandom cloud your judgment. And when you're in this business, you have to be objective. If you don't like what I say, that's fine. But that is not a mark of a leader. I'm going to tell you the mark in the characteristics and the abilities and the traits of things that you can physically see in a leader. And Brad ain't it. He doesn't have it. And that's okay. We've been looking for it. We've been wanting him to have it. And it's not there. It's not there. Now, hey, sure. This weekend could be a new day. Whatever you like to say, whatever you like to do. But we've been all looking at this for 10 years. And as much as I like Brad, we're talking about leadership right here. And leaders don't make things like that happen. That's bad. Okay. I wish I almost was like, well, let me go save him. Dang. But no, I couldn't do that. It would have been worse. But it would have made sense if it were me. Anyway, the Wizards took up a lot of time. And I knew that they would after that debacle of a demise. That how you put debacle and demise in the same sentence to describe the exact same thing. That's terrible. But I had to tell the truth, and I had to get that out because that was pitiful. Pitiful, pitiful, pitiful. What are you here for? What are we doing? We got to understand what we're doing. We got to understand who we are. We got to understand what? Huh? You still trying to figure that out? Oh, okay. All right. Mm-hmm. If ever you need me to come in and do a goal setting and objective session, I would absolutely love to do that just to help you, just to facilitate the conversation. I'm not going to give you any answers, but I'm going to help you find the answer because you shouldn't have to be finding the answer right now. This is ridiculous and it's wasting everybody's time. Let me move on really quickly. Washington football team. Hey, listen, all I have to say about the Washington football team is this. After this beautiful weekend of football, I have one question for Washington football team fans, and that is simply this. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there? Are we there? Did y'all see the games this past weekend? Are we there yet? Is the Washington football team there yet? There. What all those teams was doing? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Are we there yet? That's all you got to do. It's a very simple question. Are we there yet? It's like you're in the car. You're riding. And you say, hey, are we there yet? 30 years in. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I see the comments coming in. That's all you got to do. It's simple. It's not complex. This ain't rocket science. And even to a rocket science isn't hard, right? So, hey, look, are we there yet? Your answer is no. Then best believe that we're going to have a lot to talk about this off season, y'all. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Listen, I think I said on my personal page, please don't ask me about the name. But I'm only bringing it up because I think we're going to have a fan reaction show. I think we're going to have a fan reaction show. I don't know. I said it and now I don't know. Because I will be on site for the unveiling of the name and a number of other things that's happening next week. So more to come. Keep a check on the page because I think we are going to, in fact, do a fan reaction show. And if that's the case, we do a number of shows next week. That means it's like 3, maybe 4 shows next week. So More to come, you guys. I only got 30 minutes to spend with y'all now, and I hate that because I enjoy my time with you guys. Look, thank you all, as always, for tuning in. It's been a blast, and there is always more to come. Okay, you guys? All right. You all know the drill. I will be seeing you guys again soon.
You're not on the field, or ice. You're on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall, delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall.